Thank you. Mr. Vought, the federal government relies on the Inspector General to conduct independent oversight, as you know, to root out waste, root out fraud and abuse of taxpayer dollars that it finds. So my question for you, sir, is do you agree that the Inspector Generals are vital to protecting federal programs from inefficiency and waste?
Yes, absolutely. As a congressional staffer and director of OMB with various roles, benefited greatly from the reports of the IG community.
Great. So during your previous tenure as OMB Director, you did not comply with an investigation into delayed disaster recovery funding for Puerto Rico that was conducted by the Department of Housing and Urban Development's Inspector General. So my question for you is that under the Inspector General Act, agency heads are required to provide all information and assistance requested by IGs to the extent practical. So why did you and your staff fail to comply with the law during the HUD OIG investigation?
Senator, I assure you I'm always responding to the advice of counsel, and the extent to which that applied in that instances is the same.
So your legal counsel said avoid the law, just basically violate the law. That's the kind of advice you get?
Again, we go through a process with all of the requests that come in, and we figure out what we're required to do, and we did that in that instance, and we will do that again on a case-by-case basis. So again, I have to echo my colleagues, Senator Slotkin. You do give really good bureaucratic answers, which is why people, I guess, are crazily frustrated with bureaucrats. You are a very good bureaucrat and not answering questions. Even when you avoid the law, you try to find some sort of bureaucratic runaround so that you can get away from doing what's right. It's really unfortunate. My next question is under leadership, OMB also obstructed the GAO review on delayed Ukraine assistance by refusing to comply with GAO requests for information, and you also defied a congressional subpoena that was issued by the House Intelligence Committee in 2019. So you defied a congressional subpoena. Will you comply with a congressional subpoena if you receive one from this committee, or will you defy it as you've done in the past? Senator, as you know, the president was being impeached at that time. The Office of Legal Counsel instructed the appointees of the executive branch, because their agency counsel were not going to be allowed to participate in those proceedings and therefore protect privileged information, not to go to the Hill. So of course I will come to Congress if subpoenaed, but there's a reason why we consult our lawyers, particularly at the Office of Legal Counsel, as to their determinations with protecting the presidency, and an agency head has to listen to what they have to say.
So I just, Chairman Paul and I have had many discussions about subpoenas and the fact that our subpoenas are basically ignored by the administration in both parties, not in both. This is not partisan in any way. But it's clear, Chairman Paul, we're going to get the same kind of stonewalling on subpoenas if we continue to get these kind of bureaucratic answers from OMB under the leadership of Mr. Vought. Mr. Vought, will you commit to complying with all oversight requests you receive from the Inspector General, the Government Accountability Office, and Congress, or will I get the same bureaucratic runaround answer that I've received in all the other questions?
That's not how I would characterize it, Senator.
Of course not.
We will respond transparently to all the oversight requests, and we will make sure that, subject to the advice of the council, you are getting the information that you need to do your oversight responsibilities. That is a priority of my time at OMB, and when I get letters from senators, I take them very seriously. I want to be known immediately about them so that we can get after responding to senators and what they've asked for.
So I expect I'm going to get the same bureaucratic answer to my last question here. Will you commit to fully and promptly responding to oversight requests from this committee, including from the ranking member and from other minority members? You've already stated that you will take these letters seriously.
We will definitely respond to your letters.
And respond with another very eloquent bureaucratic answer that, sorry, we can't comply. Is that what we should expect? We certainly got it the last time you were in OMB. How is it going to be different this time? How will things be different this time?
Senator, I would go back to something earlier that you said. We come up here and we are, when you subpoena us, when you request for us, even beyond using the subpoena power, we come to Congress You've never, outside of the impeachment situation, you don't have an example to point to in which we're not willing to come and defend our actions before these bodies and the ones in the House. That will continue, and we will continue to help you do the oversight process that I think is vital by giving you the information that you need. At the same time, respecting the differences between the executive branch and the legislative branch, and that the president has a policy deliberative process that needs to be respected as well.
Well, time will tell. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.